Good day, YouTubers, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all around the world. We are bumping the camera with the table. Getting the butt end of this finished up this week, hopefully. Got 5 more boards to go here after this one. And you can see that in order to get this last few boards to run in straight, I had to shave a bunch off of this second one up there. And that allows me to get these to lay in there straight as we go down. The front's just like it was last week, but we're trying to finish the back off because we got sidetracked on lots of other projects this week, and here it is Friday again. So in the meantime, we always change from one thing to another. This is a printout from Wikipedia that I did last week. I said I was gonna cover some of this in the history. She was built in the Brest between 1668 and 1670 by the engineer Lorette Hubeck. Was launched in 1669 and stayed unused in Brest Harbor for years. She was recommissioned with 112 guns and 1,200 men when the 9 Years' War broke out in 1688 as a flagship of the Escudero de Pont Squadron of the West. I guess that's in French. So this 9-year war is also covered in some other things here, but being stuck in harbor for years and recommissioned with 112 guns may be the reason why we saw outfitted with 112 guns and a crew. Somewhere else we saw that said it was 104 cannons. Where was that? But I got a feeling that's where the change took place, after it was built, before it may have been started with 104. So she was said to be a good sailing ship, and her decorations were amongst the most beautiful and elaborate of all the Baroque flagships. The emblem of the sun had been chosen by Louis X-1B, the 14th, as his personal symbol. And then here's some other info. Yeah, there it is again. 104 guns. So something was changed during that time it sat idle in the harbor there. This guy, de Tourville, she slept 3 days in Cabin Mur, waiting for a favorable wind before sailing the Isle of Wight, where the English fleet was thought to be anchored. 2 ships sent to reconnaissance located the English anchored at Beachy Head. Yeah, when the 9 Years' War broke out, she departed Brest in 1690 as a flagship. And that's where this continues on. Began in the morning of the 10th of July 1690 when the French surprised the English ships anchored. Cerise Royale, or the Royal Sun, led the center of the French formation. This was known as one of the great ships because of its size. It was very, very large. In 1692, on May 12th, now carrying 104 cannons, there it is again, she left Brest leading a 45. There must have been too many cannons when they first built it. It was too heavy or something. Leading a 45 vessel fleet on the 29th Squadron and met 97 ship strong English and Dutch fleet in the Battle of Barfleur. In spite of their numerical inferiority, the French attacked but were forced to flee after large-scale battles, resulting in heavy damage to both sides of the Royal Sun. Was so severely damaged that she returned to Brest and was beached at the Cherbourg for repairs, along with the Admiral and the Trapafont. Those are two other big ships. During the night of 2nd and 3rd June, beached at a point du Hamlet, she was attacked by 17 ships, which she managed to repel with artillery fire. However, the fire ship set her stern on fire, and the fire was soon reached the powder rooms. Although the population of Cherbourg came out to rescue, there was only one survivor among the 883, or even 950 strong crew. The remains of the Royal Sun now lay buried beneath the parking space next to the arsenal. What a bad ending for such a beautiful ship. So she became a template for other big ships that were built afterwards. Detailed in 1/40th scale, model of the hull and sculptures was built in 1839 by a sculptor and a modellist, Jean-Baptiste Touron. This model is now on display in the Muséum National de Marine in Paris. And there's a whole bunch of pictures and paintings of her that are also in that museum, along with the ones I found in the museum I went to in Dade City. The model, it's probably not the same model, but so there's some cool info, all the different size cannons she had on there. 25 feet, the 51-foot beam, that's how wide it was. 200 feet long. That's like 3/4 of a football field. Big ship. So we got another board to glue on here, and then we'll go look at the chickens. We got some chickens. I have to dry that off because I had it sitting for a while and I didn't want to let the glue dry. But we do want to get this one board put on here first. Finish out this row. So after doing that little sliver here on the end, it straightened everything back out, because it was starting to push on me pretty hard. Make sure you can see good. Every now and then I try to use a zoom on this thing, but there's so much detail everywhere. Some of these plywood frames are really tough. Other ones are like butter. And of course I'm reusing a lot of the older pins that we pulled out last week. As long as they're not damaged too bad, they still work. And one more on the end here. That one's got a nice little crook on it, but that's okay. You can usually use it anyway. If I get held down. Because we're going to take a little break here, we want to wipe this glue off the frames below that board we just ran. There's the flat tip screwdriver trick. Use it like a spatula. And I can smear glue into the cracks and stuff and remove it. Try to get it where it's not going to be too hard to sand everything. Okay. So we got 5 more to go. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll be done with the tough part. I didn't get to work on this week except for today. I'll take the camera out here. And we'll go check out why I'm not working on it this week near as much, just like last week. Good grief. So we got these planting beds ready for dirt. We have 2 more. We're using one of them right now for the baby chicks. So I think we got 2 cockamarans, or 3 cockamarans, 2 bird rocks, and 1 white. We're gonna wait like 3 weeks, I think, for them to get a little bigger before we put them in the coop. My wife could not resist when we were there getting chickens. She saw these 2 little cute things and had to add them to our order. And they're big enough I could put them in the coop. I did add a few more latches and stuff. There they are. Little quacks. Donald and Daphne? I don't know. So we added another roost bar and then some random little jump boards so they can jump from the ground up to the different levels and get back down without breaking their leg. And what did we, oh, we did some stuff out here too. I still got to do my screen. Put a piece of tin up here for some shade. I'm gonna do another one on the other side. And then a chicken swing. They'll jump up there and swing on it. And some yard art. A little pool for the ducks. And some ramps on both the doors so the chickens can go up and down easily. Supposed to get a bunch of rain tomorrow. We'll have to see how this fares, because we're sort of at the bottom of the hill here to the backyard. So I know I'm going to have to use some of this edging and put down here in front of the coop, try to deflect the water around so it doesn't try to soak up under and run in here, just to help keep this dry. So the new addition to our chicken coop, our first animals, they've been buddy with each other. They hugged each other like don't want to get away from each other. They stay like glue. But they're happy. They got water. I just cleaned that and it's already dirty. They got feed over here. We've only used half a bag of the shavings. We got 3 more big boxes full of shavings, so we'll have plenty of that to make it nice in there for them. So that's what's new on the Roger Ramjet Man farm. Look at them tomatoes busting out. Green beans. So let me get back to putting these last 5 boards on. Try to get this much done at least this week. Okay, we almost made it. 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go to be caught up with the other side. But at least we got this closed off here today, and that takes care of it all the way to the end, where we still got a few more to catch up there. You can see some of them got thinner, and I had to put a little sliver in here to cut this down. Because the way that was wanting to run further up toward the top of the ship, and as I add more boards, it was pushing against me even more. So I went ahead and cut that board there as a sliver, and then added a little sliver piece that was left over from my regular sliver cuts. It allowed me to carry that line on without having the boards pushing up on me. You can see there's a little high spot right here, and we'll probably have to do another sliver later on to compensate for that, to try to get the boards to lay straight again. But those aren't near as bad as these ones in the front. Well, at least we got that end closed up this week. The further down we go, the easier it's going to get. When you finally in the instructions it wants us to put some here before we can carry this on, and then there'll be some slivers in the middle as you close it up. But we've got to finish out where we match this other side before we can do that. Well, at least we are making some progress again. A lot of pins in there, but that's what it takes. Thanks for watching.